Hi, this is Free Geography Lessons. Today we are looking at earthquake hazards in the developed world. In this lesson, we'll cover the characteristics of earthquakes in developed countries, examples of major earthquakes in developed countries, the impacts on people and the economy, and how these countries manage earthquake hazards. Earthquakes can happen anywhere, but the impacts are very different depending on the country's level of development. Developed countries usually have more resources and advanced technology to deal with earthquakes, which often reduces death tolls. But large earthquakes can still be devastating. This is really important to learn because exam questions often compare impacts between developed and developing countries. The characteristics of earthquakes in developed countries include advanced monitoring and early warning systems, strict building regulations, rapid emergency response, insurance availability, and public education. Advanced monitoring and early warning systems include seismographs, GPS sensors, and public alert systems detect earthquakes quickly. Strict building regulations, which are buildings and infrastructures designed to withstand shaking using earthquake-resistant engineering. Rapid emergency response include well-trained rescue teams, good transport networks, and medical facilities allow fast assistance. Insurance availability, which are homeowners and businesses often have earthquake insurance to help recover losses. And public education, where people are more likely to know what to do before, during, and after an earthquake. As shown here, these features help to reduce the number of deaths, but are not always for overall damage. Examples of earthquakes in developed countries include the earthquake in Japan, the Tohoku earthquake 2011, Christchurch earthquake in New Zealand 2011, and the Northridge earthquake in California 1994 in the United States. In Japan, the Tohoku earthquake in 2011 had a magnitude of 9.0, triggered a massive tsunami. Despite strict building codes, over 18,000 people died, mainly due to the tsunami rather than the shaking. Economic losses were about $235 billion. The Christchurch earthquake in New Zealand at 2011, the magnitude was 6.3. It caused severe damage to buildings and infrastructure. 185 people died, but the death toll was lower than in developing countries due to the earthquake-resistant buildings. The Northridge earthquake in California in the United States during 1994 had a magnitude of 9.7. It killed 57 people and caused over $20 billion in damage. Quick emergency response prevented higher casualties. The impacts on people and the economy are divided into two main impacts: the primary impacts and the secondary impacts. The primary impacts include death and injuries, building and road collapse, damage to utilities like water and electricity. Secondary impacts are fires from ruptured gas mains, loss of income from damaged businesses, mental health issues from trauma. In developed countries, rebuilding is usually faster. The economic cost is often very high because infrastructure and property values are greater. In managing earthquake hazards in developed countries, there are prediction and monitoring, preparation, protection, and response and recovery. Prediction and monitoring involves constant seismic monitoring and tsunami warning systems in coastal areas. Preparation includes regular earthquake drills in schools and workplaces. Protection has earthquake-resistant building designs, retrofitting older buildings. And response and recovery, well-equipped rescue teams, international aid when needed, financial compensation to help rebuild. These measures mean that while property damage can be extreme, loss of life is usually lower and compared to similar earthquakes in developing countries. So to recap, Developed countries have advanced monitoring, strict building codes, and fast emergency responses. Examples include Japan in 2011, Christchurch in 2011, and Northridge in 1994. While death tolls are often lower, economic costs are huge. Management focuses on prediction, preparation, protection, and recovery. Now that you've learned about earthquake hazards in the developed world, you can explain why death tolls are usually lower than in developing countries and describe the key management strategies that make this possible.